Welcome. Today, we're diving into the book, The Lantern of the Wise, Sailing Beyond the Horizon of Knowing by Dr. Hosamaldeen Alzawawi. Have you ever felt like you're on this long, exhausting journey searching for something? Well, what if you discovered that your destination was actually the place you started from all along? That's the incredible paradox we're going to unpack today. At the heart of this is a really powerful idea. The path to the divine isn't something we walk forward to find, but something we simply recall. It completely reframes the spiritual quest. It's not about seeking something you don't have, but about remembering something you just forgot. All right, so let's get into it. We're starting with what the book calls the unnecessary journey. Specifically, we're exploring Contemplation 3, which is titled No Veil Remains. Now, this is part of the first reflection in the first station of belief. And trust me, this is where the core of this whole inverted journey really begins to make sense. So when we talk about this first station, you might think it's some kind of religious to-do list, right? But it's not that at all. The source describes it as a primordial awakening. It's that moment the soul just wakes up and recognizes a connection that was already there, waiting to be noticed. This connection is described as an immutable thread. I just love that image. It suggests that belief isn't something you go out and get. It's more like a core part of our spiritual factory settings. We are already tuned into this existential current, whether we feel it or not. Okay, so if that's true, if this immutable thread connects every single one of us, then why do so many of us feel so isolated, so anxious, or so far away from everything? If we're already plugged in, why does it feel like the power's out? And that brings us right back to the title of our contemplation, No Veil Remains. It's such a provocative phrase. What does the book actually mean by that? What would it even feel like to have absolutely no veil between you and the divine? Now, this is absolutely crucial. The source is super clear. This is not about you merging with or becoming the creator. That's called ontological oneness, and that's not what this is. Instead, think of your heart becoming a perfectly polished mirror. You don't become the sun, but you become a flawless reflection of its light. So here's the twist. The world around you doesn't magically change. The things that block your view, the veils, they don't fall away out there. They dissolve inwardly. It's not the world that gets clearer. It's your own soul that finally stops believing it was ever separate to begin with. The whole change happens in your perception. So what's causing this flawed perception? Well, the book gives it a very simple and actually a very gentle name: forgetfulness. Our spiritual anxiety isn't seen as some deep character flaw. It's just, we forgot. The distance we feel isn't real, it's just a trick of the mind. And this leads us to something incredible, the reality of this nearness. The source doesn't just say, oh, you're close in some abstract way. No, it uses these incredibly powerful, almost physical images to show us just how fundamental this connection really is. Just let that sink in for a moment. This is such a visceral image. The divine is described as being more essential to your existence than the very vein that keeps you alive. I mean, you literally cannot get any closer than that. And if that last idea felt a little abstract, check out this analogy. It's just perfect. The whole frantic search for connection is like looking everywhere for your glasses when they've been on your face the whole time. The search itself is what's absurd, because what you're looking for is already right there. So what does this all mean? It means belief gets a total rebrand. It's not a journey towards some far-off destination anymore. It's an act of waking up. It's like hitting the undo button on that illusion of separation and just remembering the closeness you were already in. Okay, but this brings up a really practical question. One you might be thinking right now: if the divine is so near and already knows everything, then why pray? Why do we need to ask for anything? Doesn't that seem a little redundant? Well, the book suggests we need to upgrade our model of prayer. The old model is like a request, shouting an order across a busy universe, just hoping to get noticed. The new model is about recognition. It's this intimate act of acknowledging the presence that is already there, already listening. It's not about getting attention. It's about acknowledging the attention you already have. It's a relationship. And get this. There's a framework that ensures no sincere prayer ever goes unanswered. According to this tradition, the response is always one of mercy. Your request might be hastened. You get what you asked for. It might be stored for you, saved for the hereafter, or, and this is so profound, an evil of equal measure might be diverted away from you. So even silence is a response, and often it's a protective one. So what's the end game here? What's the payoff for stopping the frantic search and just unforgetting? Well, the result is discovering what the book calls the ultimate treasure within, which is a purified human consciousness. This is the real treasure. It's not about getting more stuff. It's a complete shift in the internal texture of your life. It's that state of deep solace and peace you find when your whole being, your mind, your heart, your soul, is just aligned with that immutable thread, living in a constant state of remembrance. And look at how this completely transforms your entire worldview. Before, you saw yourself as a seeker, and the world felt like a test, like you were under the gaze of a distant watcher. But after this realization, you become a companion, co-creating on a world that is a canvas, all while being held in the gaze of a beloved. And if we had to boil this entire incredible idea down to one sentence, it would be this. You're no longer seeking a destination because you finally realize you've been standing in it and embraced by it the whole time. Your movement is no longer towards something, but from within it. And so that's the question the book really leaves us with. How might actively remembering this intrinsic nearness, this reality that you are closer than your own jugular vein, how might that actually dissolve those feelings of disconnection or silence in your own life? It's a powerful thought to carry with you.